How Zak George fails every Malinois owner in the world. A Malinois, a Belgian Malinois, is equivalent to a Formula One car for a pet dog trainer, who is an Uber driver in comparison to a Formula One driver. This is not a pet project for a dog influencer who thinks that he knows best because he's used Karen Pryor's methods. He can't govern a high drive apex predator of the dog world. And today we look at the data on how Zak George, Victoria Stilwell, and the Force Freak cult completely fail Malinois owners, and why their lack of capability leads and lands these magnificent working machines in shelters, more like pounds, or on the death table. That's right, no mincing words here. When a Malinois turns on, his predatory motor patterns dictate his reality. Mainstream theorists tell you to turn your back or ignore this behavior. Extinction is what they call it. Try turning your back on 75 pounds of raw, massive working drive. And on a film set or a tactical deployment, if that machine hits maximum horsepower, because that's a Formula One car. I've challenged these influencers to show a Malinois operating with true quarter-mile autonomy under real distinctions. Remember, I have a above Malinois, I have a KMPV Malinois cross, the height of all working dogs. And I have beyond a quarter mile, the 480-yard stand-stay, 35-mile-an-hour recall that no one else in the world has. Yes, the world record. The Karen Pryor, as Gary Wilkes knew, couldn't handle dog training. Dolphin trainers weren't training sharks. And that's why my influence from big cat training, lions, tigers, leopards, and jaguars, is totally different. It's vastly different than the Karen Pryor influence, a purely positive outbranch that we see today with Zak George and Victoria Stilwell. Pryor's Uber driving could never handle a Ferrari Formula One car. So let's get into some very technical facts. So stand by, you're going to learn something here. Yeah, the predatory motor pattern failure. The fundamental flaw of the pure positive ideology when applied to a Belgian Malinois is a total ignorance of canine biology. A Malinois does not operate on a simple good boy social dynamic. Their genetics hyper-select for the predatory motor patterns Orient, eye, stalk, chase, grab bite, kill bite. By the way, all of you kiddies, try doing the research into Dr. Kopinger. And mainstream pet trainers try to interrupt a deep genetic sequence like a full drive chase using a low-value operant tool like a bridge signal or a piece of turkey breast. At best, a lot of them using kibble. When a high drive dog enters maximum arousal, and this is the Maslow's hierarchy, another thing for you kiddos to go research, his brain drops a massive neurochemical cascade of, neuroepinephrine and adrenaline. A piece of kibble just cannot compete with that biology. Again, Maslow's hierarchy. Take a look. It's equivalent to trying to stop a Formula One car at top speed by throwing a pebble at the tire. Here's a technical fact, number 2. The dolphin training lie. Mainstream influencers base their entire capacity on the marine mammal model popularized by Karen Pryor, but they hide the structural reality of how dolphin training actually works. A dolphin trainer operates inside a closed concrete tank where they control 100% of the animal's caloric intake, with zero competing environmental distractions. If the marine mammal doesn't perform, that marine animal doesn't get a fish. A Malinois on an open country lane at beyond 480 yards is not a dolphin in a tank. The dog has total environmental autonomy. The second a real-world distraction hits, the act of the chase itself becomes infinitely more reinforcing than food. So when their kibble fails to compete with genetic drive, Maslow's hierarchy, the influencer's entire methodology collapses. Something that Pryor's original partner, Gary Wilkes, who's hated by all of those people now, said many times. And the whole movement denies at this point his very existence. So go do the research again, kiddies. And technical fact 3. In high-stakes environments like movie dogs or technical canine operations, relying on whether a high-velocity, high-tempo animal is in the mood for a kibble is a liability. Coming from a background that aligns with big cat training and apex land predators, you don't manage power through Zak's methods. You build clear, outcome-based structural boundaries where the machines, the biological machines that we're calling, for this example, Malinois, understand the data and parameters of performance, regardless of the temporary emotional state they're in. State-dependent learning, Rossi and Rossi, giving out academic level breakdowns, not hackneyed garbage that you'll find out on the internet. So on a live set or a tactical deployment, the dog didn't feel like it today means a broken production contract, a wasted budget, or a handler in physical danger, and possibly the dog too. You either have the capacity and the capability to handle that sort of dog under maximum environmental distraction, or you are just an Uber driver out of your depth trying to get onto a Formula One racetrack. So if you want a high drive dog and you're listening to an internet theorist who has never handled real power, never been around a bite dog, can't handle bite dogs, stays away from bite dogs because he knows he will fail, then you are setting your dog up to fail. You cannot have one size fits all. One methodology does not work for all types of dogs. And remember, I am the world's only verified quarter-mile dog trainer, Clugston. Remember the name. Drop your comments below. But if you don't have a master shot video to prove your own capability, your opinion doesn't register here for detracting from what I have accomplished.